All right, let's dive into a story that is just absolutely epic. We're talking about a father and a son, separated by what feels like an eternity and miles upon miles of brutal, unforgiving desert. But this isn't just a story about family. It's about loyalty and a secret test hidden inside a single cryptic phrase.
So how do you do that? How does a father test the very character of his son, his entire legacy, without ever saying a single word to him directly? This question, right here, is the absolute heart of an incredible ancient story about Abraham and his firstborn son, Ishmael. Their relationship, their honor, their future, it all gets put to the test out in the vast, silent wilderness. Now, to really get what's going on here, we have to see the setup first. We've got one massive family tree that has split into two completely different worlds, basically setting the stage for an epic clash of destinies.
Okay, so on one side you have Abraham's brother, Nahor. This guy chose a life of stability, putting down deep, permanent roots in the land of Haran. And his family isn't just growing, it's literally exploding. They're building cities, founding dynasties, and creating a legacy that's carved in stone.
But way, way out there, far from all those bustling cities and stone walls, a completely different kind of legacy is being forged. This is where we find Abraham's firstborn, Ishmael. And he's carving his own path, not in stone, but in the shifting sands of the wild.
What's so interesting is that Ishmael's life is basically a mirror image, the total opposite of his uncle's settled world. While Nahor's clan is busy building walls, Ishmael is becoming a master archer out in the wilderness. He's a true nomad. His home is a tent. His foundation is the earth itself. He marries Mirabah, starts his own family, but their legacy, well, it's written on the wind.
So you've got this incredible divide, right? One side of the family builds walls, the other follows the wind. One measures their wealth in cities and buildings, the other measures it in the size of their herds. And caught right in the middle of this chasm are a father and son, separated for years by a whole lot more than just desert sand.
So let's shift focus to Abraham, because as the years go by, all this separation is starting to take a really heavy emotional toll on him.
And finally, after all those years of silence, the distance just becomes too much to bear. Abraham turns to his wife Sarah and says he has to see his son. You can just feel the weight of those words. And with that simple, powerful feeling, he gets on his camel and sets off into the wilderness, all alone. But here's the thing. This isn't just a friendly family reunion. As Abraham journeys into the desert, he's carrying with him a silent but absolutely crucial test for his son's household.
He arrives at Ishmael's camp around midday, but when he gets there, he only finds his daughter-in-law, Mirabah, and the kids. Ishmael himself is out on a hunt. The stage is perfectly set.
So Abraham, this weary old traveler, asks for a little water. A basic custom of hospitality pretty much anywhere, but especially in the desert. Mirabah's response is just a profound insult. She doesn't just refuse him, she stays seated, which is a massive sign of disrespect. And then she does the unthinkable. She starts openly cursing her husband and her own children right in front of this complete stranger.
Abraham is deeply angered, but he doesn't reveal who he is. Instead, from atop his camel, he delivers this one cryptic message. And then, with a heavy heart, he just turns around and heads for home. The test is complete.
So, what in the world does that even mean? The nail of the tent. It's this incredibly powerful metaphor. See, the nail, or the peg, is what holds the entire tent together. It's the anchor. In this culture, it's a symbol for the wife. She's the one who holds the home together. Her character is the stabilizing heart of the family, and it determines its honor, its stability, and its hospitality.
So when Ishmael gets back from the hunt, Mirabah tells him what this strange old man said, and for Ishmael, it's like a lightning bolt. He understands instantly. That was my father. And he knows in that moment that his wife failed a fundamental test of honor. His response is swift and it is decisive. He obeys the hidden command and he divorces Mirabah.
Ishmael acts fast, and it's not just blind obedience. He's moving to restore his family's honor and to find a wife who is truly worthy of the legacy he's trying to build with his father.
He then travels to the land of Canaan and marries a new woman, Malchuth. He brings her back to his camp, and she proves to be everything his first wife wasn't: kind, respectful, and incredibly diligent. A whole new chapter begins.
And the result of this choice? It's profound. With Malchuth, his family absolutely flourishes. He fathers 12 sons in total, each one of them destined to become a prince and found their own nation. The honor of his entire lineage has been secured. Okay, 3 years go by. Abraham decides to return. He has to see if the lesson was learned, and if that strained bond with his long-lost son can finally be repaired.
So here we are, 3 years after that disastrous first visit, and Abraham is riding back. He's heading toward the very same tent, but you can bet he's hoping for a very different outcome this time.
And wow, the contrast could not be more stark. It's like night and day. Where Meribah refused him water and cursed her own family, Malchuth rushes out to greet him, offers him bread and water, and speaks with so much warmth and respect, urging the old traveler to come inside and rest.
You can just imagine the relief Abraham feels. He's comforted, he blesses his son's household, and delivers a new message, a totally different one. This time it's a message of complete approval and acceptance. The test has been passed. And when Ishmael returns home and hears this new message from his wife, he knows. He just knows. His father's blessing has finally, truly found him. His honor and his place in his father's heart have been fully restored.
So in what is just this ultimate act of reconciliation, Ishmael does something he hasn't done in decades. He gathers up his wife, his children, all of his herds, and he travels to the land of the Philistines. He and his entire family stay with Abraham for many days, and that long, strained bond between a father and son, it finally settles into peace.
This whole story just makes you think, doesn't it? Can the strongest bonds in our lives be the ones that get tested, get broken, and then get completely rebuilt without a single word of direct explanation? The answer here seems to be a resounding yes. It shows that the most profound messages about character, honor, and love are often communicated not in what we say, but in the wisdom of our actions and the courage to understand what's left unsaid.